Luke fucking Skywalker.
Skywalker. What? I mean, we're going to talk about this a lot, and I don't want to jump way ahead.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying, like, I haven't been that excited for a sequence in a Star Wars affiliated thing since then. I mean, that Rogue One, probably with Vader, was the last time I got that excited.
Yeah. I mean, there was, listen to our sequel talk, so I don't to go on a sequel rant here.
Yeah.
We have a sequel talk here on podcast and YouTube where we talk about the sequels every episode. Make sure to check that out.
We did that so we wouldn't have to talk about it during these videos because sometimes we can't help it.
We can't. It happened all the time in our apartment. We would just be like, oh, I like this trailer for Star Wars. And then we would just rant about The Last Jedi for about an hour and a half with each other.
Yeah.
But anyway, Luke he just wasn't handled well in that. I didn't like it.
In the sequels, right?
Exactly.
I agree.
I talked about it in that one in depth. I kept waiting for that episode to do something awesome with him, and they just kept disappointing me. He walks out at the end.
Seems like it's going to be like the most epic Star Wars thing ever.
Here we go. This is the guy who saved the galaxy. He saved the galaxy in the original trilogy. He is the original hero. I mean, they after you flush out the prequels and stuff, you see how Vader redeemed himself, and you get to appreciate he's the chosen one and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, Luke is the one who saw the flaws. He fought against the dark side. He said no in the instance where Anakin gave in to anger.
Amen.
So I mean, this is the fucking goat of Star Wars here.
He is.
Yeah, he walks out. Last Jedi, you're coming out.
Big spoiler alert if you haven't seen Last Jedi, real quick.
And you probably just shouldn't see it because you'll feel better. You'll feel better. You won't be as angry.
Oh, I was mad.
Yeah, he comes out, and you're like, this is it. They fire at him. You're like, this is going to be his awesome moment. He's going to take down the whole First Order. They're lined up on this sand dune in front of him. They shoot at him. He brushes it off.
It's going to make up for the horrible 2 hours that we just watched. and
the whole time you're like, for the rest of the show, you're just like, I'm not enjoying it, but it's going to get better.
Movie.
It's going to get better.
Yeah.
But then Luke Skywalker, he's coming out. You're like, this is it. And you're like, all right, the awesome part's going to happen. You're like, oh, he's going to destroy all those things. He's going to run out and fight them. Something crazy is going to happen. He's going to lead an awesome Avenger Endgame level charge. Even Endgame wasn't out yet. That was just in my head. Yeah, I was seeing there. It just doesn't happen. Eventually Kylo Ren comes down and oh, here comes a sweet lightsaber fight. He does some cool dancing around and stuff. Some of it was kind of cool, but they weren't fighting. And he has an awesome line though to Kylo. But otherwise it's just kind of And then you find out he's a Force ghost. So he wasn't even there.
A hollow Force projection.
He was literally phoning it in. Luke was literally phoning it in.
There's no risk.
And then you're like, all right, well,
I mean,
he's there.
He did die, I guess, but
that's the thing. He wasn't there.
Why did he die? Yeah.
He wasn't there. So you're like, all right, at least he'll get his moment in the next episode. You know what I mean? But no, then he dies. He phone called too hard with the Force, essentially.
But anyway.
It's tense though, and I'm just freaking out because I'm just like, I had already said I was not expecting Grogu and Mando to ride off into the sunset again this season. I knew that we couldn't end this way. So I was like, something bad's gonna happen here. What is it gonna be? Who's dying? What's going on? All of a sudden, then they get another incoming, and it's an X-wing, and I'm thinking, and this kind of happens in waves. The X-wing, Cara Dune's like, oh great, an X-wing, we're saved, and in my head too, I was like, is it one of those New Republic guys that have been showing up
on the X-wings a lot this season?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, is he gonna come in and survey, and then all of a sudden an army's gonna show up? Is it gonna be two of them that show up and somehow fight or something? But either way, I was just like that'd be kind of lame, you know what I mean? Yeah. But then my girlfriend, who in my head, because I've paid attention to the show, I was thinking, these things, which I think is reasonable. But she's like, it's a Jedi. She just says that. And I'm like, shh.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait. And it lands. And
when I saw it fly up, I was like, oh, that's Luke. I was
What?
like,
You thought that immediately?
I did, because I was expecting. I was like, we still haven't gotten like a Jedi to show up, and like we're in a point right now where these things are punching the door and they're denting it super easy, and they're like won't stand a chance against all of them. Like this is like the perfect time to be saved by a Jedi to come in. I don't know how. And then the X-Ring rolled up, and I was also like wondering, like going into the episode, is it going to be Ezra? Is it going to be Cal Kestis? Is it going to be Luke?
I was thinking even this might even be Ahsoka showing back up because and then after she said that, I was like, all right, yeah, like it was like I said, this was happening in steps though for me. Like it was like this, bam, 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 bam. And I was like, all right, maybe it is a Jedi. And then we see just one person get out, and I'm like, this could be Ezra.
That's Lord Voldemort.
And then it was a dark robe though, hood up,
a dark robe from behind.
Lord Voldemort
scrolling through. I was like, that's Lord Voldemort. It's like he heard about like sounds like Elder Wand stuff.
Yeah.
Like the way you pass it on. So I'm gonna go throw my hat in the ring and then make it a Horcrux and then no, I'm just kidding.
There you go. But I was just like in my heart, I wanted this to be Luke. But I don't know if you guys remember me just bitching at the beginning of this episode, but I had been burnt before with Luke. And so I was thinking, like, there's no way they're going to give us Luke the right way because they think it's impossible to make us happy with giving us a good Luke. So I'm like, dark robes, Jedi, Cal Kestis, Ezra Bridger. You know what I mean? Like, it's got to be one of them.
Cal Kestis would have been a stretch.
Yeah. And I was even thinking it might be like a random dark Sith or something like that. You know what I mean? When I saw a dark robe, I was like, maybe this is like the Sith showing up and he's going to whack through all these troopers and he's like, that's for me. And he'll kill Gideon or something. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is happening in waves as we're going here.
To me, it was just like the fact that it was an X-Wing coming in. I was like, it's got to be Luke. That's very identifiable with Luke. I think that's a good thought with the
New
Republic guys, because we've seen them in X-Wings all season. Yeah. It's been a common threat. And we've seen one guy by himself. So it's like, okay, it could be. Could be the New Republic showing up.
I was hoping for Luke, though. I really was. I was hoping.
I know you were. But you've been burnt. You've been hurt.
I've been hurt.
You've been hurt. And I'm
We've
here for
all
you.
been hurt. We've both been hurt.
Listen, yeah, we as Star Wars fans, and I think we speak for the majority of Star Wars fans who have seen the sequel trilogy. In one way, shape, or form, you've been hurt by.
I'm like Hawkeye at the beginning of Endgame
in the sequels.
I'm like Hawkeye at the beginning of Endgame, where he's just like, "Don't do that. Don't give me hope."
Jaded. Yeah, you are.
I'm like, don't give me hope. Every time I see like a meme of like so and so is gonna show up in this Star Wars Kenobi show is gonna start, I'm just like, don't give me hope.
Don't give me hope.
To me again.
I do have hope for that one, but he's my only hope.
He starts rolling up though.
So anyway, he starts rolling up. It gets really quiet, and you hear the music start playing. It's like it's the Force theme. It's called.
Yeah.
And it's just this like mellow kind of music. It like slowly builds. Just go watch it. I'm getting chills right now thinking of the music.
I'm definitely gonna rewatch it here.
And you're right. You first you see Voldemort hood kind of thing rolling in like to Godric's Hollow, it seems. But then also we forgot to mention all the Dark Troopers, as soon as that ship landed, like all stopped punching the wall and like turned around and like were at attention to face whatever was coming in. They must have some kind of like detector of like threat.
That's what I was thinking, is they must have like a threat, like new big threat coming in that's gonna override three Mandalorians and two other capable, bounty hunters, or Marshall and bounty hunter, I guess. Like damn, like who is this?
Yeah,
this is happening in waves. This is happening in waves.
Oh my god!
You were right on. You were like Luke, but me being hurt, Hawkeye. I'm thinking, I'm trying to find any other thing that they're trying to do. I'm just like, who are they going to do? Who are they going to bring in? Make the new big whoever. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm thinking. Like, whose spin-off show are we getting next because of this person? You know what I mean? Because that's what a lot of characters this season they've done, is like, well, now we get the Boba Fett series. Now we get the Ahsoka series.
Yep.
Yeah. But then green lightsaber. And
baby.
And then you start sending me like the right emojis.
We won't say what they are.
Which, yeah. It's excited emojis. We'll say that. And I was very excited.
Yes. And Grogu was very excited because I love it because they're watching all this on the security footage and they're showing Luke Skywalker's just slaying these just awesome refined Jedi moves. It looks like Luke fighting. It looks like some of the things he would have done, but it's like refined. It's like he had more years of training and he's been training and he has been he's just like cutting through them like butter. Like it ain't even a thing, man. Like it's so easy for him to cut through these things, but he looks good doing it. And Grogu, like when he first sees it, like his eyes get big and he like goes up to the screen and he's like putting his hand on the screen. He's like, this shit is so cool. Star Wars stuff is so cool. Lightsabers are cool. And I'm just like, that was me when I was like a 50-year-old baby and watching Star Wars.
That was us watching this episode. We were like leaning in.
That was us watching this episode, but it was also me the first time like I ever saw a lightsaber fight.
Yes.
And yeah. I know Grogu was doing it because he had a Force connection with Luke.
That's what maybe it was written down, but Grogu went off script. Grogu improvised and he was just like, this shit is cool.
This is so cool.
I haven't seen this since the prequels.
Lightsaber stuff.
Oh. Oh. Dad.
Oh man, I love that. And I love lightsaber stuff.
And even though I saw the green lightsaber, by the way, I was still like, we're not seeing the face. Like, I was like, they might be setting, maybe this is Ezra Bridger. I was still in defense mode here, by the way. Until I saw the black glove choking one, like right in front. Like, oh my God. I was like, Luke is the only good Jedi who chokes. You know,
and they showed his lightsaber too.
Well, I saw the lightsaber, and I was, like I said, though, I was still resistant. You know, I was like, are they going to try and stick to the Filoni verse as far as the Force users they bring in? You know what I mean? Just as soon as I saw that glove, Cardi B's WAP, that was my room. Oh my God. And then he kills the last one, and I was thinking too, because the blast doors were shut, I was thinking like, are we going to get like a Qui-Gon moment here where like into the wall and just like, they're still coming through? Like, that's what I thought. Like, I was like kind of thinking that still. I don't know, but
Luke has to like go extra deep because there's 2 blast doors.
Yeah.
like remember Qui-Gon does that little like he goes through the first one. He's like, huh. And he goes through again.
Yeah. But it's really cool because Grogu starts walking up towards the door then. Yeah. You know, after he's been touching the screen.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He's been touching the screen. But don't forget, like we got all like they're watching Luke, and most of the footage is like from the camera footage that they're watching. Some of it's they show you in like real time. He like crushes a droid with a Force using one of those crates. Just awesome lightsaber stuff. Apparently, he used a move Anakin Skywalker used in Revenge of the Sith.
Oh my God, I can't wait to rewatch.
Yeah, rewatch that.
Oh my God.
It's really, I tried watching for it. It could be, it definitely could be something they were going for. It looks similar to it, but it was like, it was kind of like small. So yeah, it was kind of like small on the screen, so it was like tough to really tell. But then Luke gets in the elevator, and all of those droids that were just trying to smash the door down, and there's like a bunch of them, are waiting, facing the elevator. And they like take some steps toward it. And they're going to wish they hadn't have done that, because it might have given them a few more seconds of their very short droid lives. But this was so reminiscent of the Vader scene in Rogue One. It was very comparable. Because as soon as those doors open and Luke has the hood up and the lightsaber out, and he just starts slicing them, Force push, slice, you know, it just,
oh my God.
Force crush, the last one, you know.
Oh my God. I remember when Rogue One, and I was there with my brothers too, and we were watching it, and the hallway lights go out, and you just hear,
yeah,
and like you said, the alarm, and then red lightsaber. And I was like, they're gonna cut there, and like that's gonna be like the end of that scene, and we just have to assume. But no, it just kept happening. We watch him go through, we watch him start killing, and I was just like patting them. I was like, "Are you watching?
This? Are you watching this? Is this real?"
I was literally doing the same thing with Tay. I was like, "Are you seeing Luke?" This guy looks dangerous though on the camera to them, right? Like this guy just slayed all those things that Mando like took like half an hour to kill, like one of them, you know, and they're like, don't let him in, because Grogu's going up to the door, and Mando just walks up and he's like, open it, and like none of them, they're like, no way.
What?
He's worse than those things that we were trying to avoid,
right?
And he opens the door, and in walks him, and like I see the chin. And the first thing I'm thinking is like Sebastian Stan is under there.
That's what I thought. I was like, oh my God, Sebastian Stan.
Because we've seen, so I think someone made a meme of comparing young Mark Hamill from Empire Strikes Back, like when he's sitting there after he got out of the back the tank, and a photo of Sebastian Stan.
With the same hair put on Sebastian
Stan.
Stan.
They put like the same hair onto him, and like side by side, at least at that angle, they look almost identical. Even Mark Hamill reposted it and like said like happy birthday to my son or something when it was Sebastian Stan's birthday. And I was just like, that is the guy. He works for Disney.
I like him.
I like him. He's awesome as Winter Soldier. He's a badass dude. He's got a metal arm as Winter Soldier. Let's bring him over with robot hand as Luke. Like, let's do it. And like that's what I'm thinking. And I'm like, I can't wait to see. What do we see? What are we going to see? He takes off the hood, though, and it's... It's Luke. It's definitely Luke.
It's Luke. But...
It's the Snapchat filter of Luke.
It's the PlayStation version of Luke. Listen, I feel like with faces and CGI, you can only do... And you're trying to make somebody who is actually real... and recreate their face, like maybe you can only do so good, because it was the same thing when they made Princess Leia's face in Rogue One. It just
by the way, I think Princess Leia in Rogue One was better than this, though. To me,
I agree.
This looked kind of rough to me.
This was rough. It seems like it's a consistent consensus on it. I wish they just went with Sebastian Stan.
Apparently, what they did was there was a body person standing in for Mark Hamill, but then Mark Hamill, they like de-aged his face and put it on. Like Mark Hamill did the voice and everything. Like you've seen the credits, Mark Hamill's, and apparently they de-aged him. Which Disney, you've had great de-aging with Samuel L. Jackson, with the guy who plays Hank Pym. Kurt Douglas, right? Something like that.
Okay.
So many people though you have done great de-aging with in Marvel. Like, what were you doing here, guys? Like, I mean, just the hair just didn't look like it was like on the head, and the head looked like it was like,
I'll say this, like
not in depth with like the actual head that was there. Like the face looked like it was like either too far in or too far out at times from like the head.
And especially when he talked. Yeah. His mouth looked weird. It kind of looked like his upper lip didn't move. It kind of looked like just his bottom lip moved.
Yeah.
And I have a little bit of issues with the CGI they did in this. Again, I think they probably were in a tight bond. It's the end of the season. Who knows what their budget was?
Yeah, exactly.
Who knows what the deadline was? And they might have just got to a point where like it's as good as it's going to get. And maybe we should have done another plan, but like that's what we have now, and it's too late.
I wish they would have just had Sebastian Stan. That's what I wish. I mean, like some people, I don't know if people hate Solo or not. I know it didn't make a lot of money, but I think that was really just because of The Last Jedi, though. I don't think that was because people didn't want to see a Star Wars movie necessarily. I think they were just like, oh, that one was kind of meh, you know? And like all the diehard fans Jedi. Like us were just like, I don't want to get burned again. But I like Solo.
Solo's good.
Solo's good. And I like the guy who played Solo.
Somebody else playing.
He wasn't Harrison Ford. No one can be Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is a cinema god in his own right, you know.
And he didn't even look like, he kind of looks like he could be, but he doesn't look that much like Harrison Ford. Like Sebastian Stan looks way more like young Mark Hamill.
And he's a good actor. He's a good physical actor.
People like him. He's already got like a pretty cool fan base. Like, It's a good fit. I wish they did it, and I hope if they ever do Luke Skywalker again, anything with him, then I hope they use Sebastian Stan for it.
I think it's cool though that Mark Hamill loves his character enough, and I wonder too if because he got a raw deal in the sequel trilogy, if he was like, "Hey guys, like if you ever bring Luke back and he does some cool shit, bring me. Like I will do." Like obviously, Mark Hamill is Luke Skywalker to me. Like Han Solo is Harrison Ford, or Harrison Ford is Han Solo. Carrie Fisher is Leia. That's just the way it is. You know, like
it is.
But if you're gonna have like these extended things, you know, I'm fine if like a brief scene you have someone else. But I do appreciate though that Mark Hamill is still like I love.
I'm so happy that he was in it though. Yeah.
I still appreciate that.
I love Mark Hamill, and I'm really glad he got to be in it, because that's the thing is if you had Sebastian Stan, you probably can't have Mark Hamill back.
Yeah, exactly.
I just just didn't look good. It sounded good. His voice.
Yeah, I'd say either clean up the face, like make that stuff really good, man. You got to make that shit good, and then bring back Mark Hamill, or let's just get Sebastian Stan. Because we. Yeah. So what happens is let's talk about this then. Luke's like, all right, give me the kid. Like he's a Force user.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Mando's like, what if he doesn't want to
doesn't look like he wants to go.
Yeah, well, he's like, I've been taking care of him and stuff. Like maybe you should stay with me. And because Mando's changed a lot since he saw Ahsoka. He's lost the kid. He doesn't want to lose the kid again. But then Luke's
realized how much he cares for the kid, because like what you said before, it was always a mission for him. But now he realizes that it's his kid.
So Luke is pretty much just straight up tells him, he's like, look, like, I know you got a bond with him, but like if he doesn't get trained, then he's not going to be able to use his powers the right way, and it's not going to be worth anything to him.
I'm starting up a school, and it's going to be great. Kids are going to love it. It's going to go on for years.
Safe. It's going to be really safe for all the kids that go to that school. I promise.